Devora.
As you suffer, we enjoy.
As you talk, we punch your face.
Hello guys, and welcome to another MK Mobile character review, today featuring Marksman Kunjin. As usual guys, please note the date when this video has been recorded because a lot of things may have changed since then, and if you're not familiar with the matrix I am using in order to evaluate characters, you can find it on the top right corner of the screen. So without any further ado, let us put the green arrow Marksman Kunjin to the test. The Green Arrow Marksman Kunjin guys was released on the 23rd of June 2016 and his original price in the old store was 350 souls. That is very cheap for a challenge character, so let us find out why. As usual, we are starting with the attack, and unfortunately for Kunjin it is extremely low. It is just 36,950, which is the 49th highest in the game and the 28th highest in the Gold League. Actually, even Ninjutsu Scorpion, who is a base gold character, has higher attack than Kunjin. Anyways, let's proceed with the hit points. They are 79,488, the 43rd highest in MK Mobile and the 24th in the Gold League. And here comes one of the most interesting facts about this character, guys. Marksman Kunjin has extremely low attack and hit points, but at the same time his toughness is crazy high. It is 45,360, the 17th highest in MK Mobile and the highest among the gold characters. And the picture doesn't change when it comes to recovery. It is again 45,360, again the 17th highest overall and the second highest in the Gold League. It is quite unfortunate, isn't it? He has very bad attack and hit points, but at the same time his toughness and recovery are pretty good, and quite honestly I wish it was the opposite. Anyways, the power generation is 100%, and for his stats Marksman Kunjin gets 16.1 out of 28 possible points. Special 1 of Marksman Kunjin guys is called Split Shot. What you need to know about the ability is that first it can be blocked by the opponent. Unfortunately it doesn't have any buff or debuff. It can be cast from distance, however the first mini attack will miss, but this is a minor issue, no big deal. The special attack is lethal, it consists of 3 mini hits and it has the single tap rectangle as mini game. When it comes to damage, the minimum damage of the special attack is only 13,412, which is the 50th highest in the game and the 28th highest among the gold characters, and the maximum damage is again low. It is 25,606, the 55th highest in MK Mobile and the 34th in the Gold League. Once again, let's repeat the properties of the ability. It can be blocked by the opponent, it doesn't have any buff or debuff, it can be cast from distance, it is lethal, it consists of 3 mini attacks, and it has the single tap rectangle as mini game. So for his special 1, Marksman Kunjin gets only 5.6 out of 13 possible points. Special 2 of Kunjin guys is called Serving Blow, and this is what you need to know about this special attack. First, it can be completely blocked by the opponent, it has Luck as buff. Like his special 1, it can be cast from distance and again the first mini attack will miss, but this time I will deduct some points because the first mini hit deals roughly about 20% of the total damage of the ability. In addition, unlike his special 1, you shouldn't use special 2 of Kunjin if the enemy is lying on the ground, because if you do that then you're going to miss not 1 but 2 of the 3 mini hits. Moreover, the special attack is lethal and it has the multi-tap circle as mini-game. When it comes to damage, the minimum damage of the ability is only 30,483, which is the 57th highest in the game and the 31st among the gold characters, and the maximum damage is again very low. It is 60,967, the 63rd highest overall and the 34th in the Gold League. Once again, the special attack can be completely blocked by the opponent, it has Luck as buff, it can be cast from distance, however the first mini attack will miss, the special attack is lethal, it consists of 3 mini hits and it has the multi-tap circle as mini game. So for his special 2, Marksman Kunjin gets 10.8 out of 19 possible points. The X-ray of Kunjin guys is called Staff Infection. What you need to know about it is that first it has blind as debuff, which is okay considering the fact that the blind is going to be spread to all surviving members of the enemy team. And second, it seems that his staff is pretty long because you can literally cast his X-ray from the other side of the map. It will still connect. When it comes to damage, the damage of the ability is 74,380. This is the 73rd highest in MK Mobile and the 46th among the gold characters. Once again, the special attack has blind as debuff and it definitely can be cast from distance. So for his X-ray, Marksman Kunjin gets only 2.8 out of 4 possible points, and the total amount of points he gets for his special attacks adds up to 19.2 out of 36 possible. Marksman Kunjin guys is one of my favorite characters in the game, I'm not going to lie to you, and I regard him as one of the fastest characters in the game at the same time. However, it hurts to say, but despite the obvious fact that he is very fast puncher, he doesn't really have the greatest chaining, and this comes from his imperfect initiation speed. What I mean by that is that once he finishes one of his combos, it takes him a lot of time to start the other one, and usually this leaves him vulnerable for counterattack. So if you're in this situation guys, you can use his special one as the best possible way to avoid being hit by the enemy. What I mean is, you're doing your basic attack thing, you slam the opponent to the ground, and you know that there's 50-50 chance that if you decide to do it again, you can get hammered. So instead of taking that risk, you can just use your special one at the moment the face of the enemy touches the ground. It is extremely funny and it works, especially if you stun the guy in the process. And another way to use your special one to amplify your basic attacks is if your enemy is blocking and you don't actually manage to break his blocks, you have special one available, all you have to do is use a special one, and despite the fact that the enemy is going to block it, it will still do very important job by pushing the opponent away from you so that you can start another basic attack combo. So long story short, he's a fast character, but his basic attacks are not perfect, and I was wondering a lot, should I give him 7.5, should I give him 8? It took me days to decide, and in the end I decided to do something I never done before. I'll be giving Marksman Kunjin 7.7 out of 10 points for his basic attacks. Once again, he's pretty fast, but his chaining is not perfect, he doesn't push opponents back if they're blocking, and I would advise to always play him with Block Breaker. Once you have Block Breaker on him, he's close to unstoppable. The passive of Kunjin guys is called Ancestral Shot, and here it is what it does, I quote: Kunjin basic finishing arrow inflicts unique effects, light drain, stun or fire. And this is it. Now, this is going to be probably the shortest part of the video. I really like his passive, it is very fun to play, especially considering the fact that you don't know what will happen every time when you use your combo ender, and this is probably the biggest issue with the passive. You don't know what's going to happen. For example, if I am very low on health, I want to be able to pick Life Drain. If I am fighting MK11 Jade, I don't want to pick Fire, I want to pick Stun, and so on and so on. I believe you get the idea. And after all, Marksman Kunjin is a challenge character who goes for 450 souls in the market. There is another character who goes for 250 souls, a basic gold card, who can actually pick the effects on her passive. Yes, I'm talking about Tactical Sonya. Now, it is true that it is not a combo ender, it is a special too, but it is also true that Sonya is a basic gold and Kunjin is a challenge gold. And still, she can pick what should be the effect on her special too, and Kunjin cannot pick what should be the effect on his combo ender. And once again, this is his entire passive. At least give him the freedom to choose what happens after each combo ender. That would make him much better character. Anyways, despite of that, I really enjoy playing him. I know that his passive sucks, but I still like it, so I'll be giving 13 out of 20 points for his passive. Kung Jin is just a martial artist, so he gets 1 point for classes and 0 points for tagging attack. Okay guys, it is time to decide whether Marksman Kung Jin is a good character. So let us take a look at the bigger picture. He has terrible stats. Terrible damage on his special 1 and special 2 with not really the best buffs and debuffs respectively. And on top of that, his passive still kind of sucks. So what should I say about this character? What is my personal opinion of the character? You already know I like Marksman Kung Jin. I regard him as a character who can be very fun to play and who can stand his ground if supported correctly. Once you do that, you can forget about all problems he has. And of course, I like the fact that his basic attacks are pretty fast, and even if they have some flaws, you can easily rectify them by using his special 1. So, I'll be giving 3 out of 3 subjective points to Marksman Kung Jin. I really like the character, and once again, I'm not giving subjective points based on how strong the character is, but rather based on how much the character appeals to me. And I really like Marksman Kung Jin. So with my 3 subjective points, he's going to score 60.1, and for the first time ever, we have 2 consecutive reviews that score the same amount of points. Marksman Kung Jin and Flaming Fist Liu Kang both ended up with 60.1, and we can label them both as good characters. And on our current standings, they're just above Bone Shaper Shinnok and just below the one and only Shokan Warrior Kintaro. So once again, the final verdict for Marksman Kung Jin is good character. Now, obviously, because Marksman Kung Jin doesn't have any supportive value in any team, and because he really has very low damage on his special attacks and very low attack in general, I wouldn't recommend putting him as your starter. There are just better options. When it comes to the characters that he counters, I wouldn't think of any because of the nature of his passive, but there are certain characters that counter him, such as MK11 Jade, MK11 Raiden, and Assassin Jade. He really has a lot of issues against those 3 guys. And when it comes to the best items for him, now I'm going to repeat myself, but I really believe that you have to give him a Rat Hammer because he really have very low attack. Also, he needs Shao Kahn's helmet because he has low hit points, and those 2 items combined, Shao Kahn helmet and the Rat Hammer, give you pretty high critical hit chance, which he also needs. And of course, the 3rd item should be Vial of Infinite Blood, and I've been criticized a lot for suggesting this item set to almost any gold character, and it is true, I do that, but I do it for a reason. Those 3 items together work perfectly on almost any character, and in Kung Jin's case, he becomes an absolute beast if you give him the Rat Hammer and the Vial of Infinite Blood. If you don't have Shao Kahn helmet, that's okay, you can give him any other armor, I don't care, but the Rat Hammer and the Vial of Infinite Blood are really important. And when it comes to the best teams for Kung Jin, guys, I can say one thing: you have to team him up with Shirei Ryu Takeda anytime. If you do that, Kung Jin gets really strong. And this leads me to my favorite team with him. It is Nunjutsu Scorpion, Marksman Kung Jin, and Shirei Ryu Takeda. In this team, Kung Jin simply is a beast, especially if you give him a Rat Hammer. And if you're in a mood for trolling, of course you can do a team with 3 Kung Jins, it's still fun to play. And by the way, in this team you can just keep spamming their special ones, it's really fun. But if you are asking me whether this is a good team, I wouldn't think so. Anyways, it is what it is. Marksman Kung Jin really shines if teamed up with Shirei Ryu Takeda. This is a fact, so regardless of what you do, if you have those 2 characters, please guys, always team them up together. Okay guys, Marksman Kunjin, what do you think of him? Do you like him? Do you dislike him? Please let me know in the comments. Once again, he scored 60.1 on our scale and we label him as a good character. As usual guys, if you want to see more reviews, you can find them on the top right corner of the screen. And if you want to know which is the next on-demand review coming in very soon, you can find the list in the description of this video. See you next time guys. Take care.
I'm actually a little embarrassed for you.
Perfect.